Hello, this is Jeff Perry sitting in for J. Christopher Boyd this week. Chris is taking a well-deserved Saturday afternoon off. If you want to reach Chris with any financial questions during the week, you can certainly give him a call at his office at 508-771-8900. We're here in the second hour of the Chris Boyd Show on this rainy Saturday in April, and my guest is Linda Bond. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Jeff.
Thanks for coming in. You are a candidate for the County Commission here on Cape Cod.
Yes, I am, and I want to start by thanking you for having me in the studio today. And I am running for Barnstable County Commissioner. I am running for this position because the county has been mismanaged for a very long time. And I really want to bring some strong management into the county.
Well, you're getting right into it, huh?
Yes, I am.
I can see this passion in you. You are fired up and ready to go. So
Yes.
I want to talk about, I started writing questions down this morning about, I said, I got Linda in for a half hour about the county, and I started writing questions down, and I've got too many questions, right? It's just too much going on with the county, from financial stuff to priorities to restructuring of the County Commissioners Assembly. There's a lot going on,
Yes.
and we'll get into as much as we can. If somebody wants to call in with a question, they can call 508-775-9885. If they want to Facebook me, Jeff Perry on Facebook, send me a private message like we did last hour, and we will read those questions that we have time for. Before we get into all that stuff, introduce yourself to the voters. Who is Linda Bond? And then we'll get into why is she running.
Okay. I have been a resident here in the Cape for 10 years. Prior to that, my brother owned a cottage for 35 years, so I've been vacationing down here with my now 32-year-old twin boys. They've been here ever since they were born. And I have been part of the Cape in the last 10 years, working here as I do a house cleaning job right now. I run a business.
Yeah.
And I've been...
Small business person on Cape Cod.
Yes.
You came to Cape Cod because there was a cottage here. You sound like a lot of us, right?
Yes, yes. I love the Cape, just like all you listeners out there love the Cape, and that's why I'm running for this position, because I really want to make sure that we have preserved a lot of our fine programs that the Cape and the county offer to our residents here.
So is this your first entree into politics? Is this the first time you've run for something?
Yes, it is.
And so in your professional life, have you always been in small business, or what have you done?
Yes, I have been in small businesses. Like I said, I run my cleaning business now.
Right.
Prior to that, I did a learn to skate program. I'm an ice skater for 16 years, mainly off Cape. I did that. I also ran a daycare business out of my home for 7 to 8 years.
Great.
And worked in several different other daycare centers. For the last 30 years, I worked in the restaurant industry. I usually work nights and days. I'm a blue-collar worker, and to make the mortgage ends, especially when you have a family, a young family, I work hard. I would work days teaching ice skating lessons and evenings in the restaurant business.
You are the typical Cape Codder, trying to make it in a tough job environment, a lot of service industry experience.
Yes,
Working as many jobs as you can when the business is here.
yes.
So, first time into politics, what motivated you? So we have all these things. Taylor White was in earlier, we were talking about the elections. And we have all of these elections on the ballot. We have state senator, state rep, selectman, school committee, county commissioner. What motivated you? What inspired you to run for county commissioner?
Well, I don't look at it as politics. I really look at it as a management job. This position as a county commissioner really is management. You're overseeing a $28 million budget. You're supposed to be overseeing the different programs that the county gives money to. Most of these programs, along with the money the county gives them, gets their own grants. What I've been witnessing, the times that I've gone to all the meetings I've been attending since I announced,
Right.
I've been finding that they're really balancing from the bottom up.
What do you mean by that?
They're just taking any budget that comes forth to them and they're signing it. They're not reading it, they're not vetting it. I believe that's why they're in the financial position they're in right now. If they had been vetting these budgets as they came across their desks, maybe at the time they could have told that person, no, we don't need, you can't hire this particular person. Please, you need to cut back on your advertising, or what maybe would have lowered their budget. But from what I've seen, and Leo Kukunis voted in the last time, is doing a great job holding everybody's feet to the fire over there. He has point blank asked the other two commissioners, have you read this? And they both say no, but they were ready to sign it.
So let's take a step back, and most of the listeners of talk radio here on the Cape, especially this station, are educated voters. They follow politics, they follow government, and they probably know everything you're talking about. But let's take a step back and talk about the structure of county government. It's probably the least known of the governments, right?
Yes.
Because we have the federal government where we have representatives in Congress, we have senators, the president. State government, we have state senators and state reps and the governor, and people get that. And in their towns, they have selectmen, school committee, town administrators, they kind of get that. But the structure of county government, why don't you just outline it for us? The executive branch and the legislative branch, who are those people?
Yeah, the 3 county commissioners is the executive branch.
Right.
And then the 15 assembly delegates.
One from each town.
Yes, correct. Yep. They are the legislative branch of the, and it's kind of like what you just said, in a much smaller size.
Sure.
For the county here in Barnstable.
And you're running for one of those 3 executive county commissioner spots. The
Yes.
executive branch of county government. There are 3. 2 of them were up for election in this year.
Yes, correct.
That's correct. Am I correct that one of the incumbents is not running?
Correct.
So that's Sheila Lyons, who is a county commissioner, but she is running as a Democrat for a state senate seat.
Yes.
And then there is another incumbent who is running for re-election, and then you're challenging an incumbent and seeking an open seat
Yes.
to join Leo Kukunis, who was
Yeah.
elected 2 years ago. And most people believe, including myself, he's doing a good job at trying to hold county government accountable.
Yes.
So that's kind of a lay of the land. While I'm at it, let me give a lay of the land of Barnstable County. People know this, but it's just fun to put it out there and think about it. Barnstable County, Cape Cod, right? We have 15 towns, as we know. Now, which town are you from, by the way? We didn't cover that.
Yarmouth.
Yarmouth. 1,306 square miles, 215,888 people. In the last hour we talked, there was 150 some odd thousand voters. There are 95,755 households. There are 19,000 and plus school-age children. The median age, well, this is really no surprise, it's 50, which is older than most of Massachusetts.
Yep.
We're an older part of the state.
Yep.
The median house value is $384,000. We produce 7.2 billion with a B. That's our economic output. There are 102,352 people employed, not all working on Cape Cod, but who live on Cape Cod, and our unemployment rate is hovering around 7%. And you want to be on that executive board of county government to hold it accountable. Now, you touched on in your opening about the financial troubles or the mismanagement, or however you characterize it. Will you expand on that? What's going on with the financial status of the county government?
Well, as everybody knows, we do have a new county administrator, John Units.
Yep, he's
And-
really new, right?
Very new,
Yep.
yes. And that was an issue I had. It took a very long time for them to hire him, which I really thought they should have expedited the process there, which again cost the county quite a bit of money. He's doing a great job. He's brought in the state audit department from Susan Baum's audit, and already with the little bit of time that they've spent with the county going over the deeds, they have discovered many things that have not been completed.
I got to give him credit for doing that right off the bat. By the way, that's the right thing to do. coming
Yes.
in and getting an objective view of the process of the accounting procedures and of the finances, right? So you're supportive of that.
Yes, I find it hard to believe it hasn't been done sooner than this to find what they've already found that
enough.
have not been. The county's missed out on a lot of money.
Fair enough. And so, do you think it's a positive thing that he's in place now?
Yes.
Great. And so how do the county commissioners, we're calling him the county administrator,
Yes.
how does the county commissioners, do they report to him? Does he report to them? What's that structure look like?
Yeah, you both work together because we're in the same building, and he's, of course, full-time, so he's there, every day, all day, keeping up on all the issues of the county, so that we do interact with him, and basically we are his boss, because that's one of the job descriptions of a county commissioner. We oversee that budget, and we hire and fire the county administrator.
You're kind of similar to the people's representative. You're, in essence, in a town level, you're the selectman and he's a town administrator, but much bigger on the county level.
Yes.
He works for you and you work for the people. That's how the founders set this up, so that they would be accountable to the people, ultimately.
Yes.
How are you learning about, county government, it has, I looked on their website, we have boards and committees and departments from I'm not going to read them all. I'm going to read some of them. Cape Cod Commission, Children's Cove, Health and Environment, Finance, Facilities, Information Technology, Resource Development, AmeriCorps, Cape Cod Water Protection, Cape Cod Extension, County Clerk, Human Services, Dredge, Training Academy, Deeds, Retirement Boards, Economic Development. And I'm going to stop there because we only have so much time. There's a lot of pieces to this entity called county government. How do you learn about all that? What's your strategy to figure out what's really going on?
Yeah, what you listed are all the programs that $1 million budget oversees, and the money goes to all those. And they're great programs. What I've been doing is I've been visiting each director of all the programs. What I've been finding along the way is...
Well, that's unique.
Yes, that's what I'm exactly finding, Jeff, along the way, because everybody that I have visited have told me I am the first county commissioner that has come in and sat down with them and actually asked them, what do you do? Tell me about your programs. I really feel in my position that I'm running for, you need to be proactive. You need to be out there meeting these programs, seeing what they do, so that when their budget is in front of you and you're making a decision on their budget, you're really going to know what they're all about.
Well, that makes sense. So what are they telling you? Are there some common themes? Are there consistencies when you're speaking to these people about their challenges or their wish list, if you will?
Yeah, they've all crossed their fingers because they know where the county finances at right now. They all don't want to lose their jobs or the programs. It would be really sad if a lot of these programs went away, because they really help a lot of the people here in the Cape, from our young children to elderly and in our retirement. Like you just said, the Firefighters Academy, Children's Cove. They're all great programs that really need to stay here in the Cape. One woman said she's been working there 41 years, and I was the first person that's ever come to visit her.
I have mixed emotions about that. I want to say that's great that you did it, but it's kind of sad that no one's asked her about her job or her perspective since before this, right?
And it was meeting her was another reason I'm so proud of the Cape, because of what they do, and what they do for the children and the 4-H groups, and really does a lot.
Has any of these tasks of the county, have you found any and said, wow, this is an exceptional program, I want more resources to go to? Have any of them really jumped out at you and said, wow, we need more of this, we need to do better than what we're doing?
Not that I would say we need more. I certainly want to hang on to them. Children's Cove would certainly be one thing. I really don't want to see anything happen to that. They are doing God's work over there, and you had said that comment to me one time, Jeff, when I spoke to you about it.
Do.
And they do. It really was quite a moving place to go over there, and we're very lucky to have all of those people that work in that facility.
Yeah, for the listeners who don't know, they provide services to children who have been abused, and that could mean wherever your mind is going.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Not only in the investigation and prosecution of people who hurt children, but also in the social services that
Yeah.
are needed to provide to these young victims, etc. They are doing God's
It
work.
was. They have quite a team that gets together and help the people when the families, mom, dad, children, and they said they serviced and helped about 111 children over last year. You know, one in my eyes being abused is
Right.
one too many already.
And we're just very fortunate that we have that resource here on Cape Cod. It's not a state entity, it's just something we're blessed to have here. And it's funded in part from the county as well as the district attorney. So,
Yes.
is there anything that you've seen that you think, we really need to dump this? This is a waste of taxpayers' money, or we should scale this back. It's beyond the scope of county government. Have you run into anything like that yet?
I have not yet, Jeff, because I haven't really made my visits to everybody to
Right.
make any kind of decision on that. I know there could be some cuts somewhere, which is going to have to happen along the way because we don't want to increase any taxes, which
Right.
they just did. And I'm hoping now with our new administrator and finding places where we've lacked the money that we should have been getting in. I'm really positive that we're going to be regrouping and coming back and getting some more money in.
Good. So we're running out of our time allotted here, but I want to ask you how the campaign side is going. We've been talking about county government and what's right, what's wrong with it. How's the campaign side of this going?
Very well, Jeff. It's going very well. I did my kickoff a couple weeks back, and I really had a nice showing of
You did?
people there.
Yeah.
I've been going up and down. That's my plan from the bridge to Race Point. I'm going to be visiting all the businesses here in the Cape and speaking to them about their concerns. And just like you said earlier, you know, to get everybody's opinion will certainly be helping me making my judgments along the way.
If people want to find out more about you or your campaign, do you have a website for your campaign?
Yes, it is lindaabond.com.
Sounds a little bit like James Bond, but lindaabond.com.
Yes,
And are you on Facebook? People can find you on Facebook?
yes.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Linda, I wish you the best. Venturing into county government politics and governing is a bit precarious at this time with all the financial troubles and issues and conflicts and a new administrator. There's a lot going on in county government. I wish you well. Your election is in November.
Yes, it is.
So once again, lindaabond.com. Check
Yep.
Linda out and
Great.
consider giving her a vote this November.
And thank you again, Jeff, for having me, and thank you, listeners.
You're very welcome.
Great.
We're going to take a short break, and afterwards we're going to have Mr. Will Crocker, who is a Barnstable Town Councilor running for state representative in the 2nd Barnstable District.
Great. Great, 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 great.
Very good.
Yeah, that was, at the very end, that got louder, so that they worked, but...
So as they say in show business, you can throw up